I need knowledge to put, if I'm a carpenter, I need a great deal of knowledge.
Yes.
The quality of the wood, the grain, and the instruments, and so on, so on, so on. That's necessary. I don't object to that. That is so. Otherwise, we can't live. But at the psychological inward level,
what level is that?
Forget the word. All right. Throw the word out. Inwardly.
What is that? What is inward?
The feeling, the psyche. You should know your psyche. You are.
But is there a differentiation between these two levels? Are you pulling the two apart and saying that's the psychological, that's the practical?
No.
And the two can be absolutely separate.
I see knowledge is necessary.
Yep.
And also I am questioning whether inwardly, psychically, psychologically, any word you use, inside the skin as it were, why should there be any recording at all?
Okay, now...
But just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
This recording, inwardly, is the divisive process.
Yes.
The divisive process is the self, the me and the not me, which is creating havoc in the world. Right?
Yes.
That's all.
Now,
And
No,
I
but-
say, wait, let me finish. Is the mechanism which has gone on for centuries, the me and the not me, can that mechanism stop? So that there is no me in the me being the self and all the rest of it. That's all. This has been not only a question of this for the scientists, for the religious people, the serious ones, not the phony ones. The real religious people have said, can there be no self at all and live in this world, not go off into monasteries or run away from some kind of fanciful entertainment. Actually live without the self. That's all. Which requires further statement, which is it possible not to record inwardly psychic and all that? I'd say it is possible. You may say you are nut, you are crazy, but it's all right. We'll discuss it.
There is, I think, a stage in the development of the child. You see, a very, very early child.
Yes.
Possibly the child can
You
have
see it
this.
already in the child. Give him a toy
Yes,
and you try to take it, it's mine.
yes, but I think before that stage, it's a child in 1 or 2 years, but then comes that's mine.
yeah,
But
yeah.
before, there is a stage
Probably not.
where I think they live together. They are one with the mother, and so there might be a...
I believe I read somewhere, or I've been told, I'm not a reader, I've been told by scientists who are looking at the babies, that the babies already know when a visitor is friendly to the mother or not.
Yeah. Yes.
Already, you understand, sir?
Already.
By the atmosphere, by the feeling, by the mother shrinking or saying mother.
Yes, that's true.
But in your question, one of the reasons why it has so many sides to it is that as a brain researcher, as a scientist, it seems reasonable to say that the brain is organized so as to construct a stable world, therefore to solidify, to record in your words. That's what it is there for, if you want.
I understand, sir.
Right. I mean, this is what his history has been. This is what its main, maybe you disagree, but at least as far as I understand.
Yeah.
Now, it is only when it comes to human beings where this question is posed that then we can ask ourselves the question, is this no recording possible as a swimming against the current of natural history, as it were?
Evolution.
Of evolution,
Yes.
because natural history goes the other way. And at the moment, this possibility arises, and then is it possible to unlearn evolutionary-wise so as to come to the state of living in the world without recording, without self,
Yes,
and yet be a
yeah.
functional human being, able to brush your teeth?
Of course, I said that.
Yes, of course. No, I know. My feeling is that that is a question that can only be answered by exploring it from actual experience of human beings. And the history seems to say, yes, it is possible. We have examples, and we know people who seems to have done that. Now, from the point of view of what implies for the brain, it's a fascinating point.